Hey, welcome back. We are going to continue our story with Alfred. So last time, I think we ended at we had 16 or 17 domain out of the 21 that we needed to create Kingdom of England. So I hope that in this episode we should be able to get that. We probably need to spend some time saving up because I believe to create the Kingdom title, it would cost about $500 or 250. Well, I gotta double check on that. Since it would cost us 250 gold to create a Tachi, so I believe to create a kingdom, I need 500. I just declared war against King Taro. He holds the kingdom of Mercia. After I take him down, I should have enough counties to create the Kingdom of England title. From this episode on, I know that I started making some mistake. Well, not that I didn't make any mistake before, but eventually the mistake is gonna become even more obvious, since because right now we are managing a lot more counties, and also I need to start worrying about succession. So yeah, it's going to start becoming more complex. I'm just gonna chase his army down, and hopefully I get lucky. So look like the king is in the army. Nice. So I actually got lucky here that I captured the king straight away. So the war is won. And you can look at my realm. It's actually become a little more complete than before. Before I'm very patchy and most of my land wasn't really connected, and now at least the majority of my realm are connected. Because I had reached the number to create Kingdom of England, I know I started thinking about Britannia, basically Empire, Britannia Empire. That's another step up from Kingdom. So in order to get that, I believe we need 2 Kingdom titles, and I believe it's like 70 something counties in order to create a Britannia Empire. Because my understanding is that, so say if my highest title is Kingdom, then um, my heir, whoever I inherit the Kingdom title, would be the basically the head for every piece of land that I own. But then anything that's outside of this kingdom would not be the vessel for my next heir. So meaning that my land would be divided, and the next heir would have to kind of take that land back. So I mean, it really depends. I mean, sometimes that may be a strategy that you want to go for, because you want to give out. Say if you have many children, you want to give out maybe just a piece of land to them, so they will, and then you grant them independence, so they become their own country, even, and they will gonna have pretty good relationship with you, because you will be able to be allied with each other. The risk of that is that all the children that you grant independence to, they still have claim to basically the kingdom that you pass it on to your heir. So there's a potential that they can gain a really strong ally, and they can get an ally to help them press their claim. And that scenario can happen after your heir become the character that you play. Basically, his siblings may be declaring war against him. And after all that being said, I think I picked an even worse approach, um, because I really didn't think it through. I think all my subsequent play, I'm going to, of course, pick a better strategy. Uh, so what at the time when I was playing this, I chose to start giving out titles to my children, um, and I don't know why. I just kind of divide them. Uh, I sort of kind of divide them to the way that I feel like they're their realm is going to be scattered. Like I will give them a piece here, a piece there. So it seems that they won't be. You say if this person is not going to be my heir, then then he won't be as strong. So that's my mindset kind of going into it. I want to make whoever that's not going to be my heir weak, but I'm gonna make my heir the strongest. Um, that at least that's how I was thinking at the time, and I really, I mean, I know that I messed up badly here, um, but I mean, it's still gonna work out. But just it didn't work out as well as I wish it had. Anyway, you will see how it plays out, and I'm just gonna continue my conquest. I'm pretty much just going to hit whoever the pagans, because it's much easier, and I don't need to spend any money. This guy that I just declared war against, he only has about 1,000 army, and that's important because you will see how ridiculous this war is going to be. Um, so basically, this war will last for a really long time because I started having struggle from within. Because of my character's strong martial value and also my martial focus, that's I think that has a lot to do with how my conquest has been pretty smooth so far. It grants me quite a bit of the advantage over enemies. It would be interesting to just test it out everything else too, because I believe every focus has its own perks, and those perks can be real nice. And depending on the stages that you're in, like for example, for my current character, I was setting out to conquer as many lands as possible and to basically expand as much as possible. I believe the martial focus is definitely the best pick for this current character. I know I would definitely pick another focus for my next character because um, I would imagine that my next character would be more like managing the realm, how to strengthen the realm instead of continuing to expand as quickly as I have been doing. Up until this point, I still thought that oh, this war is going to be easy. All I had to do was just to siege a couple counties, and the war would be over because I didn't see much army from my enemies. You can see I picked a really good trait for my son to marry to, because I my focus is not to gain allies. Currently, I just want to make sure that my gene pool is going to become stronger than what I have currently. Um, for this character, I'm intelligent, and yeah, so I'm hoping that eventually I can move on to genius. But of course, I need to be able to pass it on to that character with genius trait. So it's kind of hit or miss. But overall, my dynasty is gonna be filled with characters with really strong traits. At least that's what I'm hoping for anyway. I know at this time I can already create a kingdom title, but I'm hold on to the money for now because I don't want to exhaust all my funds and then end up with no money to fight the war. So I was this close to basically finish off this war, but he actually got his ally to help him siege his county back. So I will be losing some war score. And on top of that, you're gonna see me having to fight some peasant revolt because I simply have too many domains under my control. Under normal circumstances, if I am not maybe at war, I would welcome that because, like I said, usually peasant revolt they all started out with low quality armies, so you could really easily defeat them. Um, the only problem is that if you have way too many domains, they will be spawning everywhere inside of your realm. The quickest way to suppress the peasant revolt is simply capture the leader. Doesn't matter how many troops the peasant revolt has. As soon as the leader is captured, is suppressed, and you gain a strong martial character. You can see me struggling to basically capture the armies left and right because they are spawning everywhere. That you can see that his ally are really like popping in and out. One way you can check the ally that he has is basically click on this flag, and then you can see that on this side he has two allies. So I know that kind of confused me a little bit because I was fighting the other army. Basically, I was fighting an army with what seems to be a deer flag, and I'm not sure if that's the guy that he was fighting with. And here's the peasant revolt. Seriously, when I saw this, I was like, this couldn't come at a worse time because you see how many counties that was kind of rebel against me. And when I saw this, I was like, oh, I mean, I was really cursing at this time. But then I was kind of thinking, like I said, I just need to capture the leader. So I was really hoping that I will be fighting a low quality army. And this time, while everything else is happening, my son is having an affair. And because my current character is, he has a trait of just, basically all these wrongdoing of his, basically his heir and his children would kind of cause him stress. And despite the fact that I know that I'll be fighting a low quality army, but this is the first time I get to fight another army with much greater number. And that's actually got me kind of nervous because I don't know how it's going to play out because I don't know how much quality matters. So here's the battle that I'm fighting with 2,000 troops against their 4,000 plus. One major factor is that they don't have knights, and of course their army is low quality. And my daughter died this time as well. So you can see how many things can go wrong all at once. And now I have 1900 and I'm fighting another army with double my size. At least this time the leader is there, so we can capture the leader. And he's killed in battle, so the peasant uprisings ended. And I can finally get back to my war. Whenever you select your army and you select the destination that you want to get to, it would always go with the path by land. You have to manually select into the water, and then if you wanted to go from the water route. I'm going with the water route because it's a much faster journey, and I know I really don't want to waste any more time on this war because God knows what else can happen. So I have reached the destination and my heir died, and you can see that all his basically all his domain has passed back to me. So during this war, I have lost a daughter and a son. Plus, I had suppressed a peasant revolt. Right now, I'm just hoping that this war could end soon. Because it just feels like the game is trying to punish me for expanding so quickly. And because so many things had gone wrong, so I have a feeling that my character may die soon. So I was like, maybe I should just go ahead and create a kingdom title. In order to do that, I need another duchy title. So that's what you just saw me create. And because I don't have enough money now, I just asked for money from the Pope. And now I have enough, and I can create a kingdom title. So what I was thinking was that at least even if I die now, my realm is not going to be divided because everyone should be under the kingdom title. my courtiers don't really like me anymore because I'm holding too many domains. And I believe each domain over the limit is -10. So go figure. It's a minus what's that? 170? Wait, 120. Okay, so I guess it's not. Oh, also the county that you just got, you recently got, doesn't get counted. So yeah, I believe each one is -10. So because I just got 5 from my son, the one that died. And seeing how many armies that are going in and out the basically the counties that I need to siege made me feel like, man, this probably will never be over. And I started losing money now, so I don't know why. I was hoping after I finish sieging this particular county, this war will be over, and but then you will see that they're gonna have troops that are trying to siege the other one back. Luckily, he couldn't make it in time, and I finished sieging this one. But I still see I'm shy of 8%, so I'm looking for next target to hit. And when I was walking over, and you will see that the war score jumped to 100. And I can finally conclude this 3-year war. If I knew I had to sacrifice so much and had so much struggle, I know I wouldn't declare this war in particular. Since I only gained 2 counties in the process, and I feel like I lost a lot more than that. Since I have the kingdom title now, I started reassessing what's going on inside my realm. Also, I want to be checking if those independent counties, smaller independent counties, would want to join me. I'm going to ask Earl of Derby to see if he wants to join me, and let me just see. Okay, so yeah, it looks like he's going to join me. I'll be checking a few more just to make sure that I can basically include whoever wants to join me without a fight. So this guy doesn't want to join me because he's not my de jure vassal. If I have the Empire of Britannia, then they will become my de jure vassal. I cannot offer her vassalage because she's currently at war. So I will be coming back to her later. I think all the small counties will join me because we have such discrepancy in terms of title. They are only a count and I'm already a king. And I'm going to check a few more, and these counties I cannot get because they are either still at truce with us, or they are part of the another basically another king. So somebody else, they are someone else's vessels. This guy has the potential to be mine, but then yeah, he hates me in general because I just declare war against him, and he has a different faith from me. Faith plays a huge part in terms of how people would like you. That's why one of the key uses for hook is to ask your courtier to change their faith to match yours. There are many different factors that would determine whether or not the character would like you. One of them is what I just mentioned, and there's culture and also traits, and also how many years that you are a ruler for. On top of that, if you are a family, I believe you do gain some positive opinion of each other. And of course, there will be events, like for example, if you went into war to help your ally, you will gain a pretty big jump in terms of opinion from the character that you helped. So I think I'm about to end the episode because just the sheer amount of stuff that's happening in this episode. So I figured that I'm going to end here. If you enjoyed the series, please consider to subscribe. If you like the video, please press like, and I will see you next time. Thank you.